Hello everybody, I'm Nicole from the Haliburton County Public Library, and today we're going to be doing mini heart-shaped no-sew pillows. So here's what they look like, and here's what you're going to need. Very simple amount of things. You need fabric. So I recommend either felt, which is what I'll be using, or like a t-shirt fabric, something that's stretchy. I have cotton batting. So just the stuff you find in pillows, stuffed animals. Scissors, a nice sharp pair. You can also use a template and some tape. And any adornments that you want to put on, but I'm just doing a simple one. Okay, so let's get started. For my pillow I'll be doing today, I'm going to be doing a two-tone one. It's a little easier to show you how to do the fabric with it. That way the colors stand out a little bit better for you. Like I said, these are miniature ones, mini ones, so they're not very big. So just line up your fabrics so that they're relatively even. If you want to use the template, you can put it on. If not, you can also draw on it with a marker. Just beware, sometimes that stains it and it won't come off. With the template, I've just drawn a heart out on a piece of paper and cut it out. You can go online, find one, whatever you want to do. So I just center it kind of in the middle. Now, one thing to note is the size of your heart, okay? I had originally done the example with this one. Doesn't look like a heart. I ran out of room and I just made it straight across just to see how well my ties hold and all that stuff. That was with half a sheet. So what I found out was that you need about an inch of non-stretched fabric on either side of the heart to make the ties work. Pretty simple. At this point, you're just going to cut down to the heart. You're gonna cut through both layers at once. This is why I said sharp scissors. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not going straight down to the heart. I want to have an extra little bit, just in case I want to adjust the height or the depth of the cut. Also, don't make your strands too small. Sometimes they'll rip if you stretch them on the felt. Also, don't make them too thick because they make it really hard to tie and it'll leave a big gap in it. I suggest tying off the side as you go. Just keep in mind to leave a gap to put some stuff in. So when you go to tie, just pull and stretch it a bit. And then double knot it. So it stays tight. So as I said, I don't go all the way down to the heart, but that's my decision. I actually like kind of a more of a rounded top on them. As you can see, I don't reef on them. I just give it a little pull, stretch it a little bit. You just want to have that stretch so that when you tie it, it's not going to stretch out too much. As you go, it kind of gets a little more difficult to keep the ties in order, so just try your best. I leave these two pieces right here until I do right here, the sides. It's just a little bit easier. So, like I said, about an inch you have to have on each side. It will definitely make your life a lot easier. See, I'm really close to the edge here, so So I'm going to show you why I said about an inch. An inch before the stretch, remember? So this is not an inch. So you do the stretch and you're gonna have a little bit more. It does make it really hard to tie, just like with anything else, if the strands are too short. Because you do need to double knot it. So yeah, right here, I'm having issues getting that second knot in. So the more length there is, it makes it a little easier to get that knot in. And yes, I did purposely go to the edge to show you this. There was a plan behind it. Okay, so I'm just gonna start on this side. I'm gonna start at the bottom here, and this is going to be the edge of the point for this. I'm just gonna work my way up. I mentioned I left these alone. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut, I'm going to stretch them out. I'm going to cut the corner off of it. I am holding right where it's connected to the heart, just in case the felt wants to rip. And then I'm just going to give it the same double knot. Not cutting anything off, I'm just so that's what I meant by the stripping. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one. But I'm going to tie these little ones up first again. Okay, so these ones I'm going to actually cut a bigger piece off. I'm going to take my template off since I have just about everything cut. I can put it back on if need be, but as of right now it's just kind of in the way. So at this point, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to take some of that cotton batting and I'm going to fill it up. Okay, I'm going to try a couple of strands up and then fill it, and then that's going to be kind of a process for the last little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna push all the strands back I've done already. Get the end. So the end gets a little tricky, so you kind of have to do an angle and an angle. It's a little more sticky. So I did overstuff it just a bit at the end, just so I didn't have to try to squeeze in some more. So mine's tied up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually, I'm just gonna cut the big square. I'm just gonna leave a small strip there. What I'm doing is I'm just pulling all the strands straight out. And I'm gonna trim some of them down just so they're not so long. So there's my pillow. I had mentioned on the what you need part, you can add adornments. So you can put apartment mark on it, the year. You could actually make this present and give it to someone, so you create two, it's two, a message to that person, who it's from, anything like that. That is my miniature no-sew heart pillow. Okay, so that's the craft. Thank you for joining me. I do like how my two-toned heart turned out. You can do it really any color you want. You don't even have to do a heart. It just, with Valentine's coming up, I decided to do a heart for that. I had planned on using red, and then I couldn't find red. So I used my favorite colors, blue. So I will have another craft ready for you next week. Until then, have a great week, and I will see you next week with